Oklahoma City Thunder select Chet Holmgren from Gonzaga University.
What a pass. Giddey underneath for JRE. The reverse and the rookie-to-rookie action. SGA defended closely by Westbrook. Tough. Step back. Gets up the shot. Banks it in for the lead.
This is Udart. You're listening to the Uncontested.
What is up, and welcome to the Uncontested podcast, live from NBA Summer League in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're not talking about a Vegas game right now, guys. We will be talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder losing their final game of Utah Summer League, 79-80 to the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm your host, Jacob Niffen. To my right, I have JD Silva with me.
Fellas.
And we've got Nick Crane.
Howdy, howdy.
We've been out in Vegas for about a day now. We will be heading, as soon as we're done recording here, out to Thomas and Mack. We get to watch 2 NBA games live tonight, so we're super excited for that. And before we move on, quick programming note. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. Vegas time, which I believe is 3 p.m. Central Time, 4 p.m. Eastern, we will be live from the Blue Wire studio in the Wynn Resort here in Vegas. We walked by today, gentlemen. It's insane.
It's so nice. It's literally nuts.
It's going to be incredible. So make sure to tune in to that episode. I believe we'll be like live on YouTube. I think all that's going to be able to happen. So make sure to tune in 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. We cannot wait to get the podcast in that studio. With that being said, this one's going to be a quick hitter tonight as we cover this final OKC game out in Utah before they travel out here. I assume they'll fly into Vegas tonight. They play their first game Saturday. We watched this game downstairs at our hotel. Nick, just initial impressions from this one. Obviously, Chet Holmgren sets this out. Trey Mann plays. What are some things that jumped off the page to you?
Team struggled a bit offensively without Chet. He was, I'm pretty sure he led the team in plus minus the first 2 games, and they dominated both those 2 games. Tonight, not so much the case. I don't think this Philly roster was any better or worse than the other 2 teams they played, but much different result. A lot less hype. Trey Mann was back, like you said. He looked fine. He wasn't super efficient, but had some cool plays to watch. But I just think that goes to show. I know this podcast is about tonight's game in which Chet didn't play, and here we are talking about Chet to open up the podcast. But he does so many things that impact winning that don't show up on the stat sheet, and just different team without him.
Silva?
Yeah, I kind of thought, I didn't realize until very recently that Josh Giddey went 3 for 11. That was like one of the better 3 for 11 games that I've seen.
Yeah, and the 3 were a pretty loud 3.
Yeah.
One, a step back 3-pointer on a nice little crossover. I forget what the other one is. And then
one was a traded Josh assist under the basket.
That is right. A little scoop, cut and layup. And then the third one, maybe the loudest play of Summer League so far.
Yammed it.
Josh Giddey put a man in his grave out in Utah and then talked trash after it.
Got teed up.
The play before that dude blocked his shot.
Yeah, out to like half court.
And I think he got upset and said, "I'm coming at your head."
And he did that in a massive... I didn't know Josh had that in him.
No.
Like, I knew he could dunk. I didn't know he could get up and put one on top of somebody. And to trash talk afterwards was, I don't know. There's just the icing on the cake. It was beautiful.
You said it whenever it happened. Maybe the best play of Summer League.
Yeah, so far.
Yeah.
So far. Silva, you were tweeting from the account tonight. You made a mention about, I think, halfway through the third quarter about Aleksej Pokusevski and his play tonight. Just talk a little bit about what you saw and how you felt about Poku's play.
I was hard on him in game 1. I thought he came out in game 1 of Summer League and looked sloppy, but I think I need to reel that back a bit and just admit, like, a lot of guys look sloppy coming out. Like Trey's handle looked a little rough. Same was for Poku. Josh's handle has looked a little rough at times. Poku looked controlled today. His stats don't jump off the page necessarily, but he had 14 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 foul. I think he had 2 blocks also on the night.
Yep.
Looks like way more controlled. Just whipping. The only way he knows how to pass is just whip that thing around.
Seriously, like he doesn't make normal passes.
No,
never.
5 of 9 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3. Very efficient, I thought. Minus a ticking time bomb that he got. And what was that? I think the first quarter, Nick and I actually talked about that live whenever it happened. I thought he took good shots. It wasn't like crazy shots for the most part. A very efficient night.
For the most part.
Now, that's 1 game out of 3. I asked you guys this earlier during the game. I want to ask you again. Do you think we see Poku out here in Vegas?
I don't.
I don't think we do, but I kind of think it would be good for him.
I would like to
come out here. Let him keep moving forward with this momentum he's building.
I think it's not even a Poku thing. Like he doesn't need it, but I do think that Vegas will be intended to give not just the rookies, but there's like 5, 6 guys on the summer league roster that we really haven't even seen play.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think Josh and Poku could use the reps. Reps are good regardless, but I don't think we're going to see those 2 guys, and we're going to see Gaddy instead of Giddy maybe playing some minutes.
Yeah. So on the roster for guys that played last year that are on the summer league roster, you have Giddy, Trey Mann, Poku, JRE, Veet, Aaron Wiggins.
Mm-hmm.
That's 6 guys. Of those 6, who does not play in Vegas?
Poku and Giddy.
You think the rest of them are all fair game?
Yeah. I don't know if they're going to play 25, 30 minutes, but I do think that they will be suited up and in the rotation. But maybe not every game, but a couple of games.
I don't know how much JRE has to gain. I feel like this guy has just kind of picked up where he left off at the end of last season. Just looks slimmed up. Came right in.
He's just like incredibly professional, is he not?
He's so professional, yeah. Wish he didn't have the goatee, but besides that.
Nick, you mentioned Trey Mann a little bit earlier. Can you just kind of expand on what you saw from Trey tonight? What were some things that you liked? What were some things that were worrisome? And what are you looking for out of him out here in Vegas?
Nothing worrisome. The handle was a little bit loose, but that's not like anything that worries me. A little bit rusty, which is probably expected. It's his first game after missing the first 2 in health and safety protocols. I'm sure he's a little bit out of shape after health and safety protocols.
Yeah.
But I mean, he has the most effortless shot. We all talked about that as we were watching him. He flicks his wrist. It's up. It's in most of the time. Like you watch Josh shoot and you're like, whoa, like that was like he had to really shoot that ball. Trey just
looks so easy.
Yeah. It is. He just shoots it so softly, so easily. Let's talk about a few other guys before we get out of here tonight. Jalen Williams, J-Dub, Lil Bill.
Quit pushing the narrative.
I'll never stop. Not as efficient of a night tonight. He went. I'm trying to find it here. 2 of 7 from the field, 0 of 1 from 3, 7 points, 2 rebounds, and assists in 21 minutes. But 2 things that really jump off for me: 3 steals and 1 block.
Yeah.
I feel like, and the block, we were all pretty impressed. It was just kind of he rotated over. He went straight up vertical and then kind of swatted it at the very top. It went out of bounds. The 76ers got to take the ball back out. But just an incredibly heads up, heady, smart, fundamental defensive play at the rim. We joked all night as we watched this game about how freaking long his arms are and how insane it is.
Yeah. And
I feel like tonight, those arms made those stats, those steals, and those blocks.
Yeah. Nick joked that at one point in the game, J-Dub bent over to tie his shoes. And
it wasn't a joke. That actually happened.
Yeah. No, he took no effort. It was like I was turning on a sink.
Yeah. He's just gonna doesn't even have to really bend over.
No, he seriously, when he bent over to tie, when we bend over to tie our shoes, our knees are fully bent. Like sometimes I sit down to tie my shoes because I can't lean down that far. This dude literally bent over like it was nothing. Like he was picking up a quarter off the ground and starts tying his shoes.
One thing I do wish that changes between now and the regular season for J-Dub is every time he goes up, twice today, not every time, when he goes up for a layup or a dunk and gets fouled in midair, he looks like he's being electrocuted and his limbs just shoot all over the place and he spins around and does not land in a safe way. It scares me and I hope that changes.
Yeah, there was one where he tried to chase down, block somebody, and he took a tumble, and I was like,
let's not.
So I think he's going to get a lot of burnout here. in Vegas?
I think he gets the 6th most minutes on the team this year.
I hope you're right.
I like that. I really like that. A few other guys I feel like we probably need to
Let's talk about Veet.
That wasn't where I was going, but that's the road we're turning down. All right. Veet Krejci tonight, 5 points, 2 assists, a steal, one hell of a block.
Yes.
Played 11 and a half minutes. Hasn't got a whole lot of burn so far. We saw some juice from Veet that I feel like we haven't seen so far. A little bit of athleticism that maybe was lost because this dude has been like perpetually getting knee scopes.
Man.
Yeah.
Maybe he's getting a little bit of that juice back. I think he's another guy we're going to see a lot of out here in Vegas.
There's not many guys that play 11 minutes in a summer league game and you like remember multiple plays they made.
Yeah,
Veet did that.
He had that little step back on the baseline that was really pretty. Like we mentioned, that block, he just beat that dude's crap against the rim.
Yep.
Impressive stuff from Veet. Any other thoughts on Veet?
I still don't know. Like, he is still a cut candidate.
Definitely.
I think he's got a lot to prove here in Summer League in Vegas, but in the limited action he's gotten, I feel better about him now than I did last week.
He's someone I look forward to seeing in Vegas.
Yeah.
Hopefully he gets a lot of run.
We're going to see a lot of these guys that we haven't seen yet out here in Vegas.
Mhm.
I don't even know who these dudes are. There's a Jay Shackelford.
Jaden, Alabama guard, 6'1". He's tiny.
He's not the dude with the afro, is he?
No, that's JD Davison.
Okay.
Celtics,
The
right?
only thing I know about
Think so.
Shackelford is that's Dale's alter ego from King of the Hill whenever he doesn't want the government to follow him.
Goodness.
So a couple other guys I feel like we definitely have to talk about. We kind of mentioned him earlier. Let's talk about him again, though. Jeremiah Robinson Earl tonight, 27 minutes, 10 points, 7 rebounds, 2 steals, 50% from the floor, 50% from 3, 100% from the free throw line. He plays like he's been in the league for like 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
He's the most fundamental, nothing flashy, gets the job done. And that's not like any offense
It is boring.
to JR.
Oh, yeah.
But
it's not the most exciting, but he crashes the glass. He takes charges. He finishes layups. He swings the ball. Like, just everything is so by the book. But it works. Like, you need those when you've got guys like a Chet Holmgren and a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and a Josh Giddey. You need guys that are just kind of these plug and play type of guys. And I feel like that's JRE. Like, he's going to give you the same stat line in a summer league game as he is in a game in the NBA in February as he is down at the YMCA run.
And then in a playoff game at some point.
Yeah. It's you know what you're getting from that man every single night. And the Thunder have taken these massive swings on guys, right? Like Ousmane Dieng. We'll talk about him in a second.
Good grief.
Huge swing on some upside. Sometimes you just need those guys that are just consistent. JRE just fits that mold to a T.
I had to ask you mid-game how old he was. I was like, this guy, it seems like this guy's been in the league for 8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He feels like he plays like a 28-year-old.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he could be starting for this team opening night.
That's my prediction.
Yeah.
I think he is starting.
Wouldn't be
opening night.
shocked.
I think this summer league team, not tonight, but the first 2 in Utah, had 3 of the 5 Thunder starters.
Yeah.
Starting.
Well, according to the national media, we were watching TV earlier, they should trade for Kenny Lofton Jr.
Don't even talk
Start
to me.
him, right? Huh?
Don't
Huh?
even talk to me right now. Let's talk some Aaron Wiggins.
A wig.
20 minutes, 11 points, 3 rebounds, 4 of 5 from the field, 3 of 4 from 3. Some really good defense. I think some people might consider Wiggins a cut candidate as well, or at least a guy kind of getting lost in the shuffle. He was a pick in the mid-50s, played on a 2-way, got bumped up at the end of the year. You want to talk about, again, kind of like a JRE guy, a guy that just comes in, knows his role, and plays it really to perfection.
He's a quiet killer.
Yeah.
Like how many plays you look back at this game that just finished 30 minutes ago? How many Wiggins plays do you remember?
Yeah, not a lot.
Like none.
Yeah, none.
But he puts things on the stat sheet.
He hits open shots. He's willing to muck it up on defense. He's a ball mover, not a ball stopper. He doesn't dribble that much at all.
No.
Just kind of a play finishing type of guy. Nothing that really jumps off the page at you. I think that's kind of what you're getting at, Nick. Nothing that screams, oh, this guy has like all-star potential, but just a really solid role player.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of wonder what his role and future will be with the Thunder in general.
Yeah.
I kind of think he's falls into the, I don't want to say Roby camp, but like a guy that could get swept under the rug during this rebuild roster exploration period for the Thunder. I don't think it would be his fault. He's just someone where like you question what his ceiling is, even though he can be an impactful NBA player in some sense. You kind of wonder like what his future is like when we're trying to find higher ceiling guys during this period.
Yeah. Like I wonder, do they prioritize giving a guy like Usman minutes, letting him play through mistakes and get experience over giving like Aaron Wiggins run during the regular season?
They should.
Yeah.
So is he a guy that kind of gets lost in the shuffle? I don't know. There's nobody else that really jumps out that I feel like we need to talk about. I mean, Usman had 6 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal.
Had a nice Euro.
Had a really nice Euro step, went 1 of 4 from 3, just has not shot the ball well while in Summer League so far. We can talk about him more as we see him more, but so far it's just nothing super exciting. He's not ready.
And we expected that.
Yep.
And we should give him the benefit of the doubt because of that.
Except NBA TV told me he's 22 years old.
Yeah, that was nuts.
That's bad.
The
That's
G League,
propaganda.
the G League will be good for him.
I think he'll get a lot. If I asked you guys right now on what is today, the 7th, Thursday, July 7th, will Usman Jang play more NBA or G League minutes next season? What would you say?
Total or per game?
Total.
NBA.
Okay.
I might lean towards G League just because there are more tenured guys like Poku who they might want to really get an answer this year. So he might get,
It's kind of where Poku's at. I feel like that's where Baisley's at. We haven't talked about him. He's obviously not playing Summer League minutes, but both of those guys are at like the shit or get off the pot stage.
Yep.
There's young guys breathing down their necks ready to take those minutes. And so it's kind of fascinating. I guess
You want to talk a little bit about Vegas and what you expect from Chet coming back, and then what you expect from Paulo and Jabari and Jaden and Shaden tonight as well?
So let's talk about what we'll see tonight, what we expect for tonight, and let's save the what we expect for Thunder guys for tomorrow in that badass studio.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
What do you got tonight? Who do you think looks better? And what happens tonight means literally nothing.
Yeah.
But I'm 100% ready for the overreactions.
But Paulo versus Jabari, they're probably going to guard each other. They both think they should have gone number 1 overall. Who looks better? Like when we get on Twitter tonight, which fan base is getting trolled and which one is trolling?
I kind of think I think Paulo's going to look better. I think Jabari is a player that needs to be activated by someone else, and Jalen Green and Şengün are not playing for the Rockets. So you're relying on like Ty Washington.
Hey, that's better than what he had last year.
It is. So I'm curious. I think Jabari would need to get hot from 3.
Yeah.
I think Paulo's going to try to like overpower folks.
I do too.
Tonight.
I think Paulo is like, especially after seeing what Chet did in his debut. I think Paulo's got the personality to come out and say like, no, I'm the alpha. Like this is my class.
Yeah.
I think Jabari's like, yeah, like I know I'm good, but I'm not going to like overdo it.
I would imagine that. Here's the thing. I think people will talk a lot about Paulo after tonight. I predict he's going to be pretty inefficient.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll get a lot of dunks. There's not great defense played in Summer League.
Yeah,
I'll predict his stat line.
I'm ready.
He's gonna have 26 points.
Jesus.
On 17 shots.
Wow.
Yeah.
8 boards. He's a good passer. 3 assists, a steal and a block.
Does that put his debut better than Chet's?
Yes, because we are creatures of recency bias.
That's very true.
Yeah, and that's all that's going to be talked about.
I'm looking forward to that one, but just as much after that game, it's 11 o'clock back home in Oklahoma City when this second one tips off. We get Portland versus Detroit. Shaden versus Jaden.
Detroit is loaded.
Stacked.
Detroit's going to be starting like Cade Cunningham, Shaden Sharp, Sadiq Bey, like.
No, Jaden Ivey.
Oh, did I say Shaden Sharp?
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Jaden, like they are stacked.
Killian Hayes,
They
Jalen
should
Duren.
win Summer League depending on how much Cade plays.
100%.
But I mean, Thunder fans talked a lot about Shaden Sharp. Summer League isn't competitive. Like, I mean, it's but it doesn't mean anything, right? This is still the most competitive game Shaden Sharp has played in 2 years.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. That's a good point. I have not thought about that.
That's going to be fun to see.
Do you think it's more likely he just balls out and we're like, holy shit?
No, I think he's going to shit the bed.
You think so?
We'll talk about this again tomorrow, but I'm on record right now. I think he's going to shit the bed tonight.
You could be on Cold Takes Exposed.
I think after tonight we're going to say, yeah, there's a reason he slid to 7 and he needs a lot of work. It's clear he's got the tools, but he needs work. I think that's what we're going to say after tonight. Maybe I'm totally wrong.
I mean, none of us have any substance to say we agree or disagree.
So predictions. The 4 big guys we see tonight are Paulo Banchero, Jabari Smith Jr., Shaden Sharp, Jaden Ivey. As far as rookies.
Right.
Okay. Obviously, we see Cade Cunningham tonight. He's the best of all of them.
He's incredible, yeah.
But those 4, whenever we come back to this hotel room tonight after watching those 2 games, who is the one that we're like, oh my gosh, can you believe like how good he looks? Like how awesome he is? Who's the guy?
I have 2 answers because I think you can interpret that just a little bit differently.
Okay.
When you watch a player live, things jump off the page. Like Davion Mitchell last year, we all knew he was a good defender. Saw him on TV at Baylor. Watching him in Summer League defend was like, oh my, like the way he moved was just like quick. I think Jaden Ivey, when we come back to this hotel room tonight, you're going to say, I know what fast looks like now. Like he's going to blow you away with his on-court speed. But I think that Paulo has the best performance.
Okay.
I think the universe just leans towards damning the Sacramento Kings. So I think Jaden Ivey's just going to go the hell off tonight.
Okay. Hey, for what it's worth, Keegan Murray had a pretty good summer league out in California.
Great.
I'm excited to see what it looks like out here in Vegas as well. So, I don't know, any other thoughts about Thunder Utah Summer League or what we're going to see tonight before we log off here? Again, we're recording another podcast tomorrow before Vegas Summer League really takes off.
Yeah, I want to save some stuff for tomorrow, but I would say if there's any questions anybody has about Utah or what's about to come in Vegas, DM us and we'll talk about it live in the studio.
Yeah, we'll send out we'll post a mailbag tweet.
Yep,
we'll post a mailbag tweet, get that going.
Yep.
Nick, you've been to Vegas Summer League before. Silva and I's first time.
Yep.
Day 1, Silva.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't even been to the arena yet, but just the Vegas experience at Summer League time.
It's a blast. I mean, you're seeing NBA figures everywhere you look.
We saw 3 head coaches, a GM, handful of players. We literally saw Dave McMenamin walking through the lobby of our hotel, and then an hour later saw him on ESPN on the TV.
Let me just say I blew it.
Yeah, Silva walked by Doris Burke and didn't even know who she was.
I saw a lady walking our way. I was eating the pizza while walking. I was dipping the pizza in the ranch. Got the ranch on my face, and I was like, well, there's ranch on my face. I'm not going to look at this lady that's walking towards me. And lo and behold, it was Doris Burke.
I turned around and I just looked, and Nick looked at me and was like, yep. And Silva goes, what? I said, that was Doris Burke. He goes, oh, damn it.
He had no idea. He had
blew it.
no idea. Tonight's going to be, I think the stars will be out tonight.
Yeah.
There's going to be a ton of people courtside. We're going to see everybody there.
Yes.
A lot of flack about, like yesterday the Thunder played Memphis and Jaw was courtside in Utah. Where's Shea? You think we see some of the Thunder vets courtside Saturday night?
I do.
When the Thunder take on, I believe they played the Houston Rockets first. Is that right?
Yes. I mean, last year there was like 9 of them.
Yeah.
I think they'll all be here.
Yeah.
I bet there's some pickup running going on.
Oh, there without a doubt is. I think there will be Thunder players here. Yes.
I just want to say I want to see Shea and Chet interact just one time.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Chet leans over the bench like 5 rows up with those crazy long arms to high five Shea.
We'll talk about this tomorrow. I'll tease it here. It's interesting to see Chet and Josh are like butt buddies already.
There's a bromance.
And Lou and Shea are the same way. Like, do we see them become
a foursome?
I wasn't going to say it. But like, we all agree Lou is not part of the big three moving forward.
No.
Like, do we see Shea? Is he like too old and mature? Like Josh is older, or Chet's older than Josh.
Yeah, Josh is the baby.
Yeah, like
that just broke my brain.
Do we see them like become like you don't have to be best friends to be a good big three either.
Yeah,
to be clear. Right. But like, do we ever see them being like a true 3 or 4 person bromance, or is it just
who knows?
It's interesting.
We can talk more about it.
We'll see.
All right, let's get out of here since we got another one coming tomorrow. Hey guys, if you were in the chat tonight, thanks so much. Already the live stream was hopping. We appreciate that. Hey, tomorrow, tune in 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. It'll be 1 p.m. local time out here in Vegas. We're going to go live from the Wynn studio for Blue Wire. It's going to be awesome. We can't wait. We'll have you covered, so keep your eyes peeled. Follow us on all of our social channels. We'll have stuff going up tonight as we make our way over to Thomas and Mac Arena. Thank you all so much, and we will talk to you soon. Until then, and as always, thunder up.